Greetings everyone, my name is Colleen. Welcome to day 4 of my 7-day video uploading challenge. I thought today we'll probably do something a little bit different. It is full moon in Gemini today, and I'm not an expert on astrology, but what I do know about the full moon, and this apparently is a super full moon, and unfortunately we have cloudy skies, so I'm not in a position to actually view the moon, but I know it's there, so that's fine. And what we have with the full moon is we have the opportunity to shed what no longer serves us. So if there's something in your life that's holding you back and that's keeping you in misery, if you catch yourself complaining a little bit too much, then maybe you need to hear these words. Release and let go. That behavior going forward is not going to serve you or anyone that you deal with. You're going to be cut down at the knees. I'm sorry to be so outspoken in my first week. But for centuries, under male domination, we have suffered too much violence, if not physically, verbally, or emotionally. Violence and abuse is going to have no place in our future. We have to be willing to renounce the violence within each of us. And each of us has we have a part in the chaos of the world. If not through actions, definitely through thoughts. And we have to start to understand that thoughts have a life of their own. So, creation starts in the mind with our thoughts. We create our life by thought first, and then by the spoken word, and then through actions. And the actions could also be the spoken word, like as in my case at the moment. And everything we say, we have to become mindful about. We have to start to think about self-leadership and self-governance, because if we can't do that, we're going to succumb to stupidity. And stupidity is going to have no place in our future. My prediction is actually that stupidity is going to be punishable. It's going to be categorized as a crime. Nobody should be entitled to stupidity. I hope going forward, as a species, we can begin to make better choices, especially with regards to how we behave towards each other. Because what's happening currently in the world, all the respect is given to things instead of to people. We have our priorities wrong. You must have heard the saying, things should be used and people should be loved. And now let that sink in. Because I don't want to sound like a Bible basher, quoting Bible verses here, but I'm very tempted to repeat what Jesus has said. Talking about Jesus, let me first say, we should never forget that on the Sea of Galilee, the night with the storms, when the disciples woke Jesus up because they thought they were going to perish, and he said, "Peace be still." And the waves submitted to his command. When the disciples started to wonder, who is this man? He said, all the miracles that I have performed, you can do it too, and even greater. That's what Jesus has promised us. Have you guys forgotten? Don't forget that, because that entitles you to believe that only Jesus saves. No, Jesus said, whatever I can do, you can do, and even greater. But the point I'm trying to make with this video is that Jesus also said, the commandments to enter heaven is love the Lord your God with all your being and love your neighbor as yourself. The second part seems to be so difficult, hey? And it's normally the perpetrator people that don't love the Lord their God. They're complete atheists that have problems with the second part too. They just can't conceive of loving their neighbor. Somebody gave a very good analogy of how you actually do this, how you love your neighbor. She had a near-death experience, and in this experience she met Jesus. Oh no, sorry. It was a man. He met Jesus, and when Jesus communicated to him that he needs to return to earth because his work isn't done, he said to Jesus, what must I do when I get back to earth? And Jesus said, love the person in front of you. And he said, yeah, I get that, but what must I do? And Jesus repeated, love the person in front of you. And eventually it clicked, oh, okay, Jesus is teaching me how to love my neighbor. It's actually the person that I'm relating to in this moment. To close this off, I'd like to share with you a very valuable lesson I learned right at the beginning of the advent of the internet. And it saved me on multiple occasions from making a very bad mistake of being unnecessarily mean on social media. And this was the lesson. If it's not kind, no. Before posting, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? If it's not yes to all those 3, don't post. Because all you're being is offensive. And offensiveness has to stop. Because people like me are starting to speak out, and we're going to call you out for being offensive. If you've got nothing to say, be still. Don't make a noise, and certainly not around me. It makes me fed up. You guys, I can't stand misbehavior. And misbehavior just happens too easily in this world, you know? And it irks me. And I didn't think in my first week I'm going to be spewing about people's behaviors, but it's correctable. And like I said in my first or second video, there's never a right time to do the wrong thing. And conversely, there's never a right, what did I say? There's never, why did this thing turn around? I don't even know what I'm doing. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. And conversely, there's never a right time to do the wrong thing. So let's try and do the right thing always and love the person in front of us. And don't be rude especially if you're a man. Stop speaking negatively about women. It puts you in a bad spot. It shines a bad light on you. It's not a good thing. Stop it. So later, alligator, don't mind my temper. I'm like that. Bye. I love you.